So price action to me, what I'm going to be looking for is one big factor: supports and resistances. I want to see a stock that has very clear areas of support and very clear areas of resistance. From there, we can kind of add our indicators, we can add our trend lines, but most importantly, I'm looking for nice, clear price action. I want to see that the stock has had previous highs, it maybe had some previous lows, but I want to see peaks and valleys. I want to see a lot of divots. I want to see some highs. I want to see some action. If it's a straight line with nothing happening, don't buy into it. If it's a upward channel over like 5 months, possibly, but those usually break. I want to see peaks. I want to see troughs. I want to see everything. Let's look for some. So we have some examples for you. I moved down here. Above me is my watch list and everything else, which we can get into later for you. I want to find price action. When I'm looking for price action on stocks, I actually remove all my studies because the charts I'm looking at, not my indicators. You can go to studies, edit studies, and you can save them as a set. I already have, they'll be here for you. I'm going to hit remove all and apply. So now I can see a much clearer picture. What you can do is you can kind of find the area you want to focus on and emphasize with your mouse clicking here. You can also drag it to make it longer if you want to kind of look at certain areas. I also suggest you can kind of compress it if it's too wide for you like this. There's plenty of options. It's all about preference. When I look for price action, I'm going to start with this tool, the price level tool, and all I'm going to do is find areas of support and resistance. They're never going to be perfect, and that's okay. What I'm looking for are channels with 100% successful moves, as I've talked about. So we're going to put one there. We're going to put one probably right about here. It's probably good. As you can see, I'm going to emphasize the more right action, the more current action over the left action. I want to find as much action that's more relevant to the right side. This is probably a good level right here. I'd probably move it up a little bit. This is a resistance or support. I don't know if this is a resistance or support yet, so let's give it a second. Let's find more obvious ones. That's pretty obvious to me. This is pretty obvious as well. This is fairly obvious right here as well. I'm going to put it here just because of trying to capture this right here. And then I guess we could probably put one here. No, man, let's move it down a little bit. Probably right about there, right? Because it's action kind of stopping right here. That's all I'm looking for. This is price action. I want to see as many channels being successfully created and then successfully hit. Is this 100%? No, but over here, it looks more relevant to me over here. So that's the first part, is finding price action. We could also look at ALSN. Again, this is a pretty good looking stock. This is an obvious level to me. This is an obvious level to me. You can just move up or down. It really just depends on what you want to do. And there's no rush. You know, make sure you do your best at finding these price levels. That's one right there. Oh, this is obvious. You know, that's obvious one. That's obviously one, right? This is here. That's here. That's here. One candle. It's okay. Stops here. That's obviously going to be one. Then we could probably put one here, right? That's all you have to do. I have a bunch of channels of success here. That's what I want. So I map my moves. This is step one for me when I'm scanning. So once I find my supports, I also look for trend lines. CAT's a great stock for this. You can come over to your drawing tools and pick your line tool. Anyone who's traded for more than 5 minutes can see that this is definitely a line here. This stock follows it the last 5-6 months. To really ensure a good one, you can right click and do redraw as channel, and if it really fits in there nicely like this, that's a fantastic sign. You could also, you know, put one in the middle. There's no law against that, right? It's up to you. I usually do that wherever I think price action kind of stops and starts. So I mean, this is probably a good one for finding how much profit you can be taking, and that's about as easy as it gets, right? I usually make my channels gold, and my support line's white, and even with a stock like this that has obvious channel play, there is obviously levels though, right? That's a level. That's a level. This is probably level. You can say anywhere like probably right about here, right? It kind of gets this stair effect, right? Even your upper trending channel plays also have supports and resistances. What I'm really looking for is a chart with both of them coming together. I'll show you. SMAR is probably one of my favorite plays recently. Let's just do what I've been doing, right? We have price level there. We have support and resistance probably about here. We'll go with there. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. That's great. That's great. Right? Now, are these perfect? No, I could easily go through and really dissect them, but I'm not going to. We have a stock with great price action. That's step one. We have great supports. That's step 1A or 2. And now let's find ourselves some trend lines. The big one that's pretty obvious, if you just come over here, we'll go from this wick to that wick, like this. And again, it's not perfect. You see how that kind of broke it? That's totally fine. Go just like this. We'll make this gold. And there you go. Right, you have stocks like AEP and ALSN that have really good price levels and supports. CAT has a little bit of both, but a stock like SMAR has both acting out at the same time. So not only am I looking for price action, supports and resistances, and trend lines, I want to find a chart that has all three of them, with all three going to be in play soon. And that's what we're looking at. SMAR is probably your best bet. A stock like CAT's probably really good, and so is like AEP. But when you have something like SMAR setting itself up, that's a fantastic play. Now the question is, how do I find them? Let's take a look. That it actually works pretty well. So the first thing I do is I go to finviz.com. That's probably my favorite place to scan. The first thing I do while I'm here is I check the groups tab. That just shows you some really nice information on stocks that are doing well, and this is the first place you can look. If you see that energy is getting beat down, but energy is doing well relatively this week, could be a lot of really good running plays. You see real estate is kind of slowing down, but it's probably the number one overall, or like consumer cyclical has been really, really good recently. You can click on any of these. So let's click like consumer cyclical, and there's all the charts for you, right? And FinViz is pretty good. It can be kind of wonky. Like that's not a wedge, like that is, but like no one's gonna play that as a wedge, right? But like, you know, ALV just had a breakout. AMCR is definitely consolidating, and you can go through. This is a fantastic way of finding sectors that are doing really, really well. It's probably where I start with most of these. If I see like the real estate market's doing really, really well, I'll check out all the real estate stocks. And as you can see, I'm already on to page 4. It goes really quick if you just know what you're looking for. Berry looks pretty good. I also like BGI if it dies here, right? BH has a beautiful channel, right? Whatever you're into, you know, you can go through and check them. But let's say that there's no groups that you like. If it's pretty mixed, you can go to the screener tab again. I go to all. While I'm here, I'm going to do average volume 500,000 at least. And then because if you do anything less than that, you're going to have a hard time getting out your positions. You're going to find that people like put like a limit order. They may take minutes or even like a half hour if it's like 20, 30,000 volume. You can't work with that. So 500,000 is my minimum. And then we go to pattern. All right, I usually start with the strongs, horizontal strong, resistance strong, support strong, wedge up I avoid, wedge down I avoid, and then triangle I use. Even channel up is okay. But I can just go to horizontal support resistance strong. And as you can see, I recognize most of these. So what I'm going to do is take the window, put it to the side here, and have my screen just so I can see it on the corner here. What you can do while you're over here is you can choose sectors, industry, market cap, PE, just title, whatever you like. I usually do by volume. So I have the highest volume on average to start, because if you just do it by ticker, you're going to have a bunch of A tickers and B tickers, and that's not always the best bet. I do it by volume. And then I just type them in. COTY. Obviously this took off on us, so I can't use this now. CIG. Obvious wedge down that we saw earlier that we didn't take advantage of, but it was there. Pretty good price action. I'd watch list that. HPE, great levels. We'll see if it comes back down. A play like this, if you don't want to keep it, you can just right click and set an alarm, and then just do mark it at or below this. Create alert. It comes back down, you'll know. Just keep moving, right? AHT, don't like it.
Eventually.
LUV I have played and played 2 weeks ago. Great stock. You can also see this has a pretty clear, I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? It's going up. And again, I have this watch listed. If it comes back down, we'll play it again. And I'll let you know when it does. Southwest. Let's see if we can find one naturally together that I have not seen. This is nope. Don't like that. Don't like that.
2,000 years later.
Let's see if we can find one together real quick. CCP. Alright, I knew I had that one. C-Day, I know I have. Oh. Ooh. I like this. Alright, let's do this together. So this is a brand new one that we have found together. Let's see, let's go to our price level tool. That's a price level. I like that. This is definitely a price level. We're going to kind of channel this off. So that's our channel. I could use any of this down here. I don't really care about that at the moment. Let's scroll over. So we see it's really big areas, big bars. It's really easy to read. That's a price level. That's a price level. This is definitely a price level right there. That's a price level. There's definitely more in here, but that's probably good. You know, that's 1, 2. Right, that's probably good. It looks probably a little bit confusing, and that's okay, because all I'm doing is trying to get as many 100% moves as possible. If I can then scroll back out, we'll see if we can find any trend lines. It looks like there may be one. No, I wouldn't consider that a trend line. I don't see any, but just based off the price action alone, we can see it's kind of dropping down. While it's doing that, it's important to also map how much percentage points this is. 14% for this whole channel. So if we're going to play anything that isn't down here, you know, right here and up is probably where we're going to get 10%. That's a good play, right? So this is a great play. I'm probably going to watch list. I am not watch listing stocks for Monday. I am not I am not watch listing stocks for Monday. I am not watch listing stocks for a week from now. I am looking exclusively for support and resistance, price action, trend lines. I will use this play eventually. I'm not going to really touch it for probably the next few weeks here. It seems like it takes about a month for it to go from top to bottom. And that's what a lot of rookie mistakes make, is that you guys are going to look for plays for Monday by scanning on Sunday. You need to build a list of quality stocks that you can play over multiple months and then go from there. You don't want to just find stocks you can play once and get rid of them, never look at them again. You want to build a relationship. You want to build a rapport with these stocks. You start to understand them. You know if the pharmaceuticals are going off, you can go, oh, Seagen's really good, or oh, Energy FCell, right? You can build rapport with these stocks. You look for quality, not for speed, not for efficiency. You're looking for quality over anything else. With that being said, that's my whole process. Volume, pattern. It's not much harder than that. If you kind of situate your screen the way I do it, you can get through 20 stocks in 2 or 3 minutes and really get clicking away. You could also stay on FinViz and use the chart button and look at all the charts on FinViz. It's all you need to do. Finding quality stocks isn't about filtering. It's about having an eye for it and taking your time and looking for the correct things. Next, let's talk about confirmation. Let me switch angles so they don't get bored of me. Switching angles, but my left side is my worst side. This may be hard to hear for some of you. I don't use confirmation. I use something called convergence. So here's SMAR. As you can see, we just played it. I can probably pull my Webull account on Twitter for you. We bought in about $51 and we were up 14% today. We sold it at 12% with a trailing stop loss. 12% play is pretty great. When it comes to confirmation, I'll show you. Most people use this as a rule. They like to think as the 10 MA or EMA as their line for confirmation. They want to see these clean run-ups, right? They want to buy in when the first green candle holds above the 10 EMA. It's a fine rule. I mean, honestly, I'm not against it, but I am against it when it comes to convergence. If I'm going to use confirmation, I'm going to have to wait till this candle, if I'm down here, to buy in. You'll see this hangs below it. You made, 0%. Even if you think, oh, I would have wrote it up. Well, you would have wrote up to here and then validated out over here at negative 0.1%, right? You would have missed this whole entire move. If I would have waited for confirmation on here, I would have waited for here, would have bought in, and then it would have plummeted. I would have lost money technically under the traditional idea of confirmation and validation. What I use is convergence. Convergence, I'm going to use as many elevating factors as possible to make a good decision. I'm not going to wait for the price to reverse. I will buy in before the price reverses. With convergence, I'm not looking for any kind of reversal. I'm going to plan and put my money before a reversal. I'm looking at trend lines. I'm looking at the support. I'm looking at how far away the resistances are, the 200 EMA, the 50 EMA. I'm looking at RSI. I'm looking at divergences. If a lot of those stack up in my favor, I'll put money down. I don't care about confirmation. I care about getting a good deal. If I do all these things, I can then calculate proper risk versus reward. And then if confirmation doesn't work out, I never get it, I just cut my losses at 2 or 3%, right? I'll show you. So with SMAR, let's get rid of our idea of confirmation. Let's look for convergence. Looking at this area where I bought in, it looks like a lot, but it's because it's a good thing. The more stuff that's packed together, the more prone you are for an explosion. This is our support line right here. That's one great thing we had going for us. We had our trend line of an ascending triangle. That's another great thing. We also see the 200 MA is right here. Now it broke it, but I was pretty confident it's broken it before and come back. So I was like, that's fine. It breaks it. I kind of want that. It makes me know it's a good deal. And then the RSI, as you can see, was about 41. That's fair. I'll take that, right? And then when it comes to the stochastic, I didn't see a divergence. That's lower lows. That's higher lows. That wasn't there, right? But I had 4 great things going for me. I had great history. At this point, it had survived 3 other times, and so I bought in. Did I wait for confirmation? No. I had convergence. I had 4 or 5 things going for me. If I waited for confirmation, I would have bought in here. It would have gone up. That would have made about 5%. Because I didn't wait, I bought in right about here, and made about 12%, right? That's a 6% difference. Looking at other stocks, those worked out pretty well. PSNL we're currently playing as well. Scrolling over, what we can see is our support area is right here. Our channel is right here. We have a divergence from here to here, right? Our 200 EMA is right there below it. And we see we had previous highs, right? So I knew I had room to run. I bought in right when that channel support hit. Currently, we're up 11% on PSNL, and it may not look that big of a move. It's still confirmed, still running. It's not above the 50 EMA. It's gonna keep cruising up, I think. If I would have waited for confirmation, I would have bought in today. But because I used convergence and not confirmation, we caught 11% play. So I'm not saying you shouldn't use confirmation. If you're a little bit more nervous and a little bit more gun shy, use it, right? I think most folks use the 10 EMA as their line for confirmation. I don't use it. I never have. I used convergence. I want to see as many things hit together, because what's going to happen is that I'm going to have folks who see the support line and they're going to buy in. Folks are going to see the RSIs oversold and buy in. Folks will see that channel alone and buy in. I'm going to round up as many folks as possible into this one group and converge them together, and I'm going to buy in before they all see it together, right? All your folks are waiting. All your support folks are waiting for it to hit. All your channel folks are waiting. The 200 MA people are waiting for it to hit. I'm going to buy in a day before, 6 hours before, and then when it hits, it goes off and goes crazy. right? That's what we're looking for. We want convergence, not confirmation. Last point are my stop losses. So with this whole entire chart area, if I were to set a stop loss, I would have set it right here at $24 or $23. If this doesn't hold, I'm going to cut it. I bought it right here. I would have lost 4% if I did that. 4% is manageable. Okay, I can eat that and be okay. With CAT, I'm going to wait for it to hit this channel in this 200 MA. If this does not hold, I'm going to cut it right below it. That would be 1.5%. I can eat that and be okay. At SMAR, if this channel and support did not hold, after, it would have probably gone sideways. I would have cut right here, would have brought in here. What's that? 1.15%, right? So I'm not going to wait on confirmation with a tight stop loss, right? You don't need both. With confirmation, you're kind of already saying the price is good. You're going to go off. You're going to go upwards. It's good to go. Everything else is just an indicator. All your indicators are just there to help you. What matters are supports. What matters is price action. If you have all those things going for you, your EMA line, confirmation, all those things are just a tool. I use convergence, you can use confirmation, but I've never used confirmation and I probably never will. It never works for me. So in summary, I scan for patterns and volume. I then go through them slowly, looking for price action and supports and resistances. Once I find those stocks, I'm going to set some alerts if I need to, but I'm not going to wait for confirmation on any of these stocks. I look for convergence. They're two massively different ideas with massively different results. I may get burned more, or I may lose more 2-3% than a lot of folks that I know, but I also catch many more 10 to 15% runs compared to 4 to 5% runs because of convergence. It works a lot better for me. With that being said, if you have any kind of questions, please let me know. I will see you on Sunday for one more watch list for Monday, and we'll get this back rolling on our normal times. Have a good rest of your weekend. We'll see you guys next time.